Come and play with us forever and ever and ever. Bye-bye.
$1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4!
Uncle Scrooge! Hi, Uncle Scrooge!
Just tidying up a bit, keeping things neat. Now, what can I do for you laddies? Pull up a column and have a seat.
Look at all the money we've earned, Unc.
Ah, that's what I like to see. $1.95.
That's right. Gee, he sure knows his money.
Aye. And what do you plan to do?
We want you to save it for us, so we can be rich like you.
I got something from Marietta too. It's classy, I promise. I got a matching one for Beverly and cufflinks for you.
Return them. You know better than this.
You weren't able to see clearly
Why?
inside your heart.
Go back to Tiffany's. Return it all. Now.
You've had me in deep hypnosis, and I asked you not to do that.
Those diamonds are for you. They have nothing to do with your wife or me. They're for you to feel important. Richard, does your father feel important right now? No. That's because he's confused. He's confused things with wealth. Things you buy. Wealth is something you build. And you don't do it for yourself. You build wealth for your family.
You spend all your money on art.
Do you understand what a legacy is?
No.
How about this? Do you know who invented dynamite? It was this Swedish chemist, and he made a fortune off it. More money than he knew what to do with. One day, when he was still very much alive, the newspaper ran his obituary by mistake. They called him a merchant of death. In fact, it was his brother who died, but when he picked up that paper and saw his life's work spelled out in front of him, he was horrified. This is what my life has been. This is what I'll be known for. Death and bombs and murder. That day, he changed his will. He donated his fortune to establish a prize honoring the most brilliant people on the planet. So today, nobody knows Alfred Nobel as a merchant of death. All they know is the Nobel Peace Prize. That is legacy. That is why we invest in art. That is why we invest in museums. And that is why they now bear the single most valuable thing that we will ever own. Our name. Your father has to be reminded of that lesson sometimes. So, brother, take this garish nonsense back where you got it. Go. Now.
Not good. Kawan nabo apa nak yai bui. Wanawa dia kuna nabo bawa dia jauh belakang mata. Anak kami ni ada kuma. Kami nabi yang tai deh. Ya betul tiap lama. Ya betul tiap lama. Ya betul tua mah. Pada nak kabla lama, sebab nosia muda ya tepat nosia lama. Yami wa kude, pada cari turn wa kabu mau de wa iya mau de, oh ya kaya sulai, oh hi pun tepat behoni lama. Wa mio itu nak kaya mohon, wa tengah tua itu, wa tengah dua itu, wa nabu ploimi. Napa beruita mohoti. Ai hepala puano hui bekai waromu, kui would be at her. Wait, Roy Yamatai me. Roy Uritari Vodka, Wataka, Tabore, what Taponomai, Amanayo Shimuri, Kamnabi Yamakan. Yang mayam tu nikalamai tu baik. Kami amat kuri hebat wa yapa kom. Kami amat kuri hebat yapa hokida. Itu wasir itu wasir niu. Kiana mai wasir huai. Wala mahu biar tu wahu. Wapuru biar tu wapuru. Ba ini yang biar tu wa ini yamu. Bahu ataru biar tu ada wahu ataru. Napa mundo ya dari Mayalo, Mayam Hirai.
All this, so I'm just gonna walk out on the job. These jobs don't care about us. You agree to do them. If you don't want to do it, go do something else. Why would you agree to do a job and not put your best foot forward when doing so? We're not trying to do the best job possible. I'm not saying go above and beyond, but I mean at least satisfy the requirements that you said you would do. Then you see people making videos and stuff talking about, oh well, these jobs don't care about you, so I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. Why? Especially when that person look like you. What if they don't? What if the guy want to hire somebody else who look like you and you been up there bullshitting around playing on the job saying you only gonna do the bare minimum? Or somebody else could have used that opportunity to really build something for themselves. But because you thought they didn't pay you enough, dude, if you don't want the job, go do something else. And if you want large amounts, you're gonna have to assume some risk. You're gonna have to make some sacrifice and you're gonna have to put some skin in the game. You don't walk into something I done built, I done created, and then start demanding more money. Why? How you know I didn't borrow on the hook, went out, made some sacrifices, put and leveraged what I had in order to build this? Now that you think that I just got so much money or basking in so much profits, you feel like you should be given more. You don't even know what I got going on. You got no idea what I got going on or what I done went out on a limb to do here. I asked, could you come in, work for agreed upon of money, and then when you get in and you're like, whoa, this person is making way more money than I thought, well, maybe you should be paying me more. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And if you think it works like that, it's because you just only made to be an employee and not an employer. Because Because if you are an entrepreneur or an employer, then you would certainly understand how you negotiated your salary ahead of time. I heard you out. You told me your qualifications. I explained the job, asked you to come in and do it. You said you could. You agreed. 3 months in, you're like, wait, I think I should be getting paid more. Dude, you're not a private contractor getting paid by whatever job you do to completion. And then the next job you renegotiate. No, you're a salaried W-2 worker. You're getting paid $15 an hour. You come in every day, you do your job, and that's what you agreed to do it.
Inflation?
Oh, that's a mess. Your money would be worth less and less. It might take this hatful, I dare say, to buy what your piggy bank would buy today. $1 wouldn't be worth the paper it's printed on. Phew. But that's not today. Oh, good man. My. It's what you can buy with what you've got. That's what counts. It's a question of economics.
Economics?
Aye. It only means household management. It's from an old Greek word. Household management, that's budgeting, do you ken?
Budgeting?
Aye. Financial discipline. Let's say your income is like a pie. There's a piece for everything you buy. Cut portions wisely. Don't be unnerved, or it will all be gone before everyone is served.
I mean, if someone telling me that they believe that money can make them happy, that's telling me, one, you don't have any, and two, you've never had any. You know, happiness is found within. Only people who hate themselves talk like that, looking for something in the outside world they think can satiate their palate for what is probably a feel-good session that they're equating to happiness. You know, highly emotional individuals tend to be this way. That's that archetype. If only I could just have everything, then I'll be happy. What kind of attitude is that? If only I had access to doing more. It's a lot to do now. Then I'd be happy.
Go so crazy as you look.
I told you, I'm a man of my word.
Jolterman, what do you do with all your money?
You see, I'm a guy of simple taste. I enjoy dynamite, and gunpowder, and gasoline.
What's it?
And you know the thing that they have in common? They're cheap.
Certain were man of your word.
Oh, I am. I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money. This town deserves a better class of criminal. And I'm gonna give it to them. Tell your men they work for me now. This is my city.
They won't work on a free.
Why don't we cut you up into little pieces and feed you to your pooches? And then we'll see how loyal a hungry dog really is. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. Everything burns.
What are they spending it for? Well, they're not spending it for more yachts and more mansions. That's not it. I mean, they got rid of the mansions back on Jekyll Island. They got bored with those things. Once a person has all the money that they can possibly use for the material pleasures of life, what is left? Sure, power. Absolutely. They are spending this money for power, ladies and gentlemen, to acquire power over you and me and our children.
Well, saving is the first important step, no doubt. But money is something you should learn more about. I'm not the richest duck in the world today because I just salted my money away. Which brings up a point. If you step from the boat, once money really was salt.
Salt? That's hard to believe.
But that was the pay a Roman soldier would receive. And if he was lazy or his work was at fault, you know what folks said?
He isn't worth his salt.
Aye. Salt was called salarium. That's where our word salary comes from.
Oh, look! Pirate money.
Aye. A piece of 8.
Why was it called that?
Here, I'll demonstrate. In a piece of 8, 8 pieces fit. Every piece is called a bit. 4 of the bits in each half sits, and half of a half is called
2 bits.
Correct. Now, these ancient Greek obols, tiniest coins of all, were carried in the mouth. They were so wee small. When a Greek went shopping, think of the axe, as he coughed up the price and swallowed the tax.
Cock the gap, aim squeeze precisely. Where them niggas at? In fact, it's shiesty. See the problem's that you way too nice. Please, where that coke at? Fuck where it might be. Don't be like me, hard-headed and stubborn. When my gun burn, much hotter than sunburn. You got one turn. I suggest you show me the stash to the cash and the blow. Yo, wherever I go, my crew is true to swarm. Got stripes in New York like Yankee uniforms. When I was born, I know I make the world darker. The age 15, told cats with the sparkler like Bob Barker. If the price is right, lay your ass down for spite. Anybody, alright? Went from eating no frills cereals with food stamps to Armani materials. Copping Rembrandt.
Y'all be trying to shun the folks who you probably should be listening to, who probably can put you on game, give you some motion. Half of you ain't got no motion because you just ain't taking no risk or you're lazy. You don't want to sacrifice anything. You really don't want nothing anyway. You don't want to make any moves. You're too scared to. If I talk about breaking the law, then you're afraid and you don't want to do that. Then go back and be a bot. Go work your little job if you don't want to take no risks. Fine. And then make sacrifices and chisel up and then make good investments. Okay, but you probably don't want to make any sacrifices. You want to get something for nothing. Therefore, you should be con. You're Mark. Coming around talking about what can you do. And when I explain to you what you can do, then you chicken out. You scared. You're afraid to do it. You're afraid to do it. You're like, oh, heck no. You mean to tell me I can face some time? Well, duh. That's going to be the risk. That's the risk of you making some real bread. Is that if you get caught and they find out that you do it, is they're going to lock you up for a while. At least a decade. You're going to lose 10 years of your life. And time you can spend with your... can you grapple with it? A lot of folks can't. Well, that's what you can do. If not, play it safe. Make the investments and live below your means. And stop expecting something for nothing. Because that's just a lazy, dirty, no good son of a bitch. What you think? So no one owes you a thing. No one. Not a single person on this earth owes you or is coming to save or rescue you. So you better formulate your own plan and make your own move. And it's not going to happen overnight. And it's not going to be easy.
And I hope his ass hear me too, nigga.
I hear you. You know the problem with you little niggas? You think you know everything about the damn world, and you don't know shit. Now, I see you got yourself a little business going. Well, that's good, that's good. You make that paper, But when you're making paper, you gotta learn some rules to go with it. You gotta learn the difference between guns and butter. There are two types of niggas in this world. There are niggas with guns and niggas with butter. Now what are the guns? The guns, that's the real estate. The stocks and bonds. Artwork, shit that appreciates with value. What's the butter? Cars, clothes, jewelry, all that other bullshit that don't mean shit after you buy it. That's what it's all about. Guns and butter, baby. You little dumb motherfuckers.
Here is the Honorable Sinclair Weeks, the Secretary of Commerce of the United States.
In the Department of Commerce, we are constantly alert to trends that mean a healthier national economy, better business for the nation as a whole. Recently, we have been interested in a rising young market, one that represents a huge potential for goods and services. I'm referring to the new Negro market. The tremendous buying power of this group is backed, of course, by an increased earning power. The average Negro family's income is at a record high. In fact, since 1939, it has increased more than the average income of all other Americans. Just take a look at a few figures. An official Department of Commerce report shows that at least 1/3 of the Negroes living in cities earn from $2,000 to $5,000 a year. Today, the average Negro wage earner brings home a paycheck 4 times larger than the one he collected in 1939. As a whole, the Negro market has a total income of about $15 billion every year. And after taxes, Negro families still have many billions of dollars to spend. Here is a buying power that cannot help but have a tremendous effect on our national economy and on business prosperity in general.
The impact of this new buying force is so tremendous that actually in 14 major United States markets, a product cannot be #1 without Negro support. What do the Negro customers buy? Why do they buy? How do you sell to them? Let's find out. Let's hear the opinion of men who have spent a lifetime studying the buying habits of customers the world over. Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off-brands. You wonder why? Again, because he's had experience with cheap merchandise, the Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer. Another point. The Negro family does things together, as a group. The family works as a unit. It lives as a unit, and it buys as a unit. When you sell to one member, you many times sell to all. It's also true that many places of entertainment are still closed to the Negro. So he spends more of his money for the things that are available to him, often for items that are considered luxuries. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware, but she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made.